Welcome, friends, to the Girl Mom Podcast. This is Kari, your host. Today's episode was inspired by my experiences as a parent over the past 2 decades. As I look back and reflect on what I got wrong and also right, I realize how certain themes that got me off track are common to our current parenting culture. It's good to be aware of these tendencies no matter where you are in your journey, and my hope is that my story may help you think about your story and also feel less alone and more hopeful about the road ahead. None of us are perfect parents, but with intention and help from above, we can be the parents our children need. Thanks for tuning in and enjoy the show. I felt like a good mom as I drove my daughter's car to get blessed before her 16th birthday. Having a new driver gave me anxiety, and this extra protection gave me a little sense of peace. The priest sprinkled her car with holy water and then recited a Greek Orthodox prayer for vehicles. Afterward, he and I talked for a few minutes, and then we parted ways. It was a tight squeeze inside the church parking lot, but I didn't think too much of it until I backed up and heard a bam and then felt a jolt that threw my body forward. Somehow, I'd missed seeing the concrete column behind me, and I just rammed my daughter's car directly into it. I called my husband in tears, so mad at myself and the damage I caused to her car bumper. With my daughter's birthday just a week away, the timing was terrible. My husband calmed me down and told me that it was okay. He called me back as I drove home, saying that he had just read the prayer, and it talked about protecting the passengers in the car, not the vehicle itself. Thankfully, no one was hurt from this little fender bender I had with myself. Despite my embarrassment, I saw the irony of crashing my daughter's car within 5 minutes of having it blessed. The other irony? Well, the priest and I just discussed one struggle he sees among parents. In America, he said, we have a cultural preoccupation with superheroes. He and his spiritual father in Greece had just talked about this, how our elevation of superheroes can create an expectation of superhumans, causing us to forget how we are, first and foremost, human beings. As a result, we often hold unrealistic expectations of what it means to be human. We forget about grace and what it means to be a good sinner. Now, I'm not one who likes to admit my humanity. Like many people, I fight it. I try to rise above it. But after parenting for 20 years, I've realized how this tendency hurts me and my family. Sometimes it takes a sudden jolt to help me get over myself and remember why I need Jesus. We all hope to be good mothers, yet when we parent with unhealthy mindsets or dismiss our own humanity, we undermine ourselves. Here are 4 things that can ruin your motherhood and mine by channeling our energy in the wrong direction. Number 1, perfectionism. Nobody likes to feel subpar or mediocre, especially in this age of superstars. Through social media, you now witness the best in every field and can compare yourself to every woman and mother on earth. Perfectionism will make you want to quit. It'll make you question whether you should even be a mom and convince you that you may be doing it completely wrong. God created you to parent with a spirit of strength and not defeat, yet perfectionism will steal your joy, peace, and connection with your family. It tells you that only the best will do, and if you can't reach the bar of excellence, then you shouldn't do it at all. Believing that it's even possible to be a perfect mom will trigger constant feelings of failure. You'll despair as you look in the mirror, smell the stench in your teenager's room, drag a screaming toddler out of Target, and run late getting carpool. This despair takes time, love, and brain space away from your family. It forces you to walk alone because you're ashamed to share your struggles with anyone. So aim for progress instead of perfection. Remember how God loves you just the same, even on your most terrible days. You only get one chance to raise your children, so don't waste that chance by beating yourself up. Enjoy the life you've been given, laugh at yourself when possible, and let your low moments in motherhood lead you into the arms of God's grace. Number 2, self-neglect. Mothers sacrifice, we all know that. Yet sometimes as you love your people well, you overextend yourself. It's easy to get lost in your support roles and let your sacrifices evolve into quiet self-neglect. You may take your sick child to the doctor, yet push through your illness. You may enforce your toddler's bedtime, yet stay up until 2 o'clock in the morning to finish your work. You may make your kids eat whole meals, yet eat protein bars on the run. You may seek therapy for your struggling teen, yet wrestle with your problems all alone. Nobody benefits when you end up on the stretcher. Your role as a mom is important, but you're more than just a mom. You are also a human being with legitimate needs, existing for reasons beyond serving your family. Love wants what is best for a person long term, and with self-love, this means thinking about your future. So what steps should you take today to stay healthy and strong for your family? If you're burned out or feeling like a shell of a person, how can you interrupt this direction? A healthy mind, body, and soul has to be prioritized. They impact your ability to love well and live fully. Like every human being, you have needs that deserve attention, and tending to your wellness helps set the stage for a better future. Number 3, child-centered parenting. It's easy to worship motherhood instead of the God who created motherhood. Today's culture of child-centered parenting takes Jesus off the pedestal and puts children there instead. But children are meant to be loved, not worshipped. And making a child the center of your universe will ultimately leave you feeling exhausted, overwhelmed, and disappointed as you, 1, unfairly depend on your child for security and happiness, and 2, sacrifice your adult needs, like time with your spouse or good friends, to serve your children and keep up with their packed schedule. Obviously, our children should be a top priority in our lives, but building a Christ-centric home rather than a child-centric home helps keep our priorities rightly ordered. Your children will still be loved, only in a better way, one that promotes selflessness over selfishness and keeps you all dependent on the true source of all hope, strength, joy, and love. And number 4, mom guilt. Maybe you have regrets from the past, or you think it's too late to make things right. Maybe you're struggling right now, worrying that you've disappointed someone or let them down. We all feel mom guilt sometimes because 1, we set unrealistic expectations for ourselves, and 2, there's never enough of us to go around. My first guilt trip came after my second daughter's birth, when I loved bonding with her in the hospital, yet I missed her big sister at home. I felt like I was in love with 2 people and had to choose. Mom guilt can make all of us feel hopeless, stuck, or defeated. It can inspire crushing self-talk rather than caring self-talk, which leads to shame and self-condemnation. None of this is from God, and the whole message of the gospel is the forgiveness of sins and the new life we receive through Jesus because of what he did on the cross. No matter how hard you try, you can't please everyone. You'll drop the ball sometimes, or you'll even let some things fall through the cracks. But the pain of being a disappointment doesn't last, and through God, healing and redemption are always possible. It's never too late to turn things around or to live in truth and freedom. Rather than try to please the world or even be everything for your family, seek to please your audience of one. Ask God to help you juggle the many competing demands in your life and also help you do the best with what you've been given. In summary, knowledge is power, and understanding yourself as a flawed yet beloved human being offers you a new lease on life. You don't need superpowers to be a great parent. In fact, some of your best parenting happens as your children see you fail and respond in healthy ways. After I apologized to my daughter for smashing her car bumper, she was so gracious about it. She understood and even had a laugh. I hope she shows the same grace to herself as she makes and pays for her own mishaps in life. We all have them, those sudden jolts and moments of impact where we feel the weight of our humanity. The good news is, Jesus understands. He loves us through our mess. He keeps us moving forward and offers a hope that is hard to find in a world that holds unrealistic expectations of what it means to be human. Friends, thank you so much for tuning in today. I'm so grateful to have you here. And if you enjoyed the show, please follow the Girl Mom Podcast on iTunes or wherever you listen, and leave a ratings or review so others can find these messages too. Also, my new book for moms called More Than a Mom, How Prioritizing Your Wellness Helps You and Your Family Thrive, is now available everywhere books are sold. This book is for girl moms and boy moms and full of encouragement no matter what season of parenting you're in. Find the link to this book and my other books in the show notes. Thanks again for your support, and have a great day.